Hi guys, um, it's me. You already know who it is. Y'all already know who it is. I still understand that there's been some kind of audio issue, and you know what? I don't care. I'm kidding. I do care. I obviously care about my videos being the best experience for you guys, but I have genuinely done everything from a volume standpoint. I put the volume all the way up on my editing software. I've done multiple voice effects. And you know what's crazy? I just get positive comments from people on my channel about things that I know I spoke about in the video. So I'm not gonna worry about this audio issue anymore. If I literally see one more person commenting on it, I might just crash out. Not because I don't care about your guys' experience and feedback, but because I'm just not gonna worry about this issue anymore. Because if there's people that can hear the video, you can hear the video at some point at the end of the day. Okay? I'm sorry if you have to raise your volume a little bit. Anyway, I wanted to do a video kind of generally talking about dating, love, and relationships, especially right now, and I think a video about it, just covering in general, will be good. So, I don't know, guys, what is going on? I was thinking about it today, and I was wondering if maybe our generation is just operating from a pure place of fear when it comes to relationships, because whether you've put yourself out there and you've gotten hurt so many times, or whether you've kind of been single for a long time and waiting for that right person, and then you think maybe the right person came and then maybe it didn't end up how you wanted to. I just kind of wonder if we're all afraid, you know what I mean, of really connecting with somebody because of how somebody else made us feel in the past, you know what I mean? And it's interesting because, of course, social media and whatever modern dating is, dating apps, you know what I mean, that comes into play too. But I was talking to my boss about it, and he just said it was crazy how he would just meet people. He would just meet people via bowling group, via childhood friends, via friends. I obviously people still meet like that, but it's so much harder because dating has become such an online thing. And listen, you can either have a really great success story, or it can go really bad, or maybe it's some kind of in between. Oh my god, he liked my Instagram story, and we talked for 3 days, and then he ghosted me. It's just so insane. When I run into people who still use Snapchat, it's really mind-boggling to me, because it's not that I think that I'm better than Snapchat. It's just it's almost an internal evolution of no, I just don't use Snapchat anymore. You know what I mean? And I think I don't know, I'm just really heavily wondering today, guys, if we're all just afraid. And it just sounds so counterproductive and counter what I've been hearing. From what I've been hearing, everybody wants to genuinely love somebody, and everybody wants to be genuinely loved, and everyone wants to be greatly communicated with and greatly understood. But for some reason that's just still not happening. And obviously there are so many things going on right now. Women are really stepping into their power by being okay, well, I'm just gonna embrace being single, and I'm not only gonna embrace being single, but I'm gonna build an empire for myself, because women sometimes weren't get to make those kind of changes in their lives in the past. And men, I don't really know what you guys are doing, but even I guess the supposed and alleged good men out there are just kind of scared as well, because they'll find themselves in situations where it not only doesn't work out, but it not breaks your heart, but it kind of changes the way that you see love, and it makes you realize just how weird it is in this generation and in this day and in this age. And it's just so weird, because I obviously when I was talking to my boss, I thought about it, and I was wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be crazy if I just joined a bowling group, met the love of my life, and it was that easy. That was it. Wouldn't it be so crazy if the love of my life was just this childhood friend and we were just together? You know what I mean? Like, I think in the past, like past generations, people have stayed together for better and for worse. And obviously, that's not like, to be encouraged when it's on that ladder that is more so aligned with the worst. But, a lot of people are like, oh, people aren't fighting for love anymore and people aren't fighting for relationships anymore. I don't really know about that. Like, I feel like hopefully people in my generation are doing a great job of taking care of themselves, really putting themselves first, like really women analyzing like, okay, is this a man who will help me grow? Is this, someone who will be like one of the greatest parts of my future? And, men being like, this woman keeps hurting me over and over again. I don't really know if I should stay in this position, even though I love her so much. Like, I can only really hope that my generation is learning and growing, you know what I mean? And, I saw this video and it was basically about how, like, dating is just reflecting our political climate, our financial climate, like, everything. And obviously that plays a factor, but sometimes I'm just wondering if we're, like, more so afraid. And it feels so, like, paradoxical. Like, it feels like I'm, like, contradicting myself, because I can literally see and feel via social media, which obviously isn't always 100% true. It could be, some kind of fake, but what I do see is literally so many people making all these kinds of posts about them having a good heart and how they just want a good partner and they want to be, like, truly loved. Because the last time they probably didn't feel those things. And I don't know. And there could be so many solutions to this, and there could be so many answers to this too, but even, with what comes with that is, like, everyone has to learn that you need to love yourself first. And even when I say it now to you guys, maybe you're just like, girl, I don't know what that means. I don't care about that. I don't want to hear about that. That's fine. I was like that for a long time. I was like, yeah, of course I love myself. When I did, but I didn't love everything. And it's like, everyone just kind of has to learn that it's not that a person, like, can't be your everything. They definitely can, but it's more like you have to love yourself in a way that no matter what happens, you will be good with and without them. And then you have to realize, like, wait, maybe I, don't want to live without them. And obviously, if something is worth it, you'll go and chase it and you'll talk it out and you'll communicate it out. But maybe that's just what everybody's doing. Maybe they're trying to figure out who they can really communicate it out and talk it out with, like, for real, not just, getting to the point of, like, blaming each other, denying each other, cheating on each other. What? I saw this video today, guys, and it was this guy rationalizing, like, if your girl is withholding this and this from you, and if she isn't, blah, blah, blah with you, just cheat on her. What are we doing? And I think that got, like, 46,000 likes. What are we doing? Well, I hope that some of that made sense. I can only hope that we're growing in love in this generation, but if you find yourself in any kind of hurt, I think the best advice is to love yourself really fiercely, because you know the amount of love you can give, you know the kind of love you can give. I think you really may be looking for that in someone else when you gotta give it to yourself, and that can look like so many different things. Traveling on your own, hobbies on your own, creating on your own will really help. Write a book, write a poem, make an album. So I'm gonna go, but this was great.